Thinking, right? You know, Peter was the only other man in the Bible that walked on water besides Jesus. I mean, when we think about walking on water, we always think about Jesus, as we rightly should. But we forget that Peter walked on water too. And the thing about it is this: when Peter walked on water, there were 12 disciples on that boat. But Peter was the only one that stepped out on faith and walked on the water. The other 11, they stayed in the boat. So for me, I'm thinking about it from my own experiences, that the other 11 in the boat, they probably, when Peter said, look, I'm about to walk out on the water, he didn't even think about it. He just stepped out the boat. They probably like, man, this dude is crazy. This is ridiculous. He's about to walk on the water. He's about to try to walk on the water. Who does he think he is? Jesus? He's like, he's going to walk on the water? But he did it. He stepped out on faith and he walked on the water. Out of 12 disciples, only one stepped out and attempted to walk on the water with Jesus. And I was thinking like this: our faith needs to be like that. It needs to be like Peter's. And from my own experience, I know there's things that I stood on and I stand on by faith that make others around me, even other believers, it makes them think, man, this dude is crazy. This is ridiculous. This dude is really believing and trusting in God on that. This dude is really not wavering in his faith. He really believes that this thing is going to happen. He really believes that God is going to shift this thing around. He really believes that God is going to move the mountains out the way, that God is going to part the Red Sea, that God is going to make the walls fall down. And I'm like, yeah, I trust God like that, as we all should. We should have a faith like Peter, to step out on faith and think that we can walk on the water too. Because look, Jesus said this. He said, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed and do not doubt, then the mountain will be moved. We always say, well, Jesus said, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you could tell that mountain to be moved. But if you read the word, he says, if you have this type of faith, plus you do not doubt, then the mountains can be moved. It's without doubting. Moses, I'm sure he didn't doubt when he raised his hands at the Red Sea and then he caused it to depart. Well, God caused it to depart through him. He didn't doubt. Peter, when he walked on water, again, he didn't doubt for that moment. When David faced Goliath, there was no doubt in his mind that God was going to give him the victory. No matter how big and how intimidating the giant looked. He said, man, my God, I serve the true and living God. The undefeated, the matchless God who never lost a battle, never lost a fight. Do you know who my God is? And so he stepped out in faith without doubting and believed that he was going to defeat the lion. When the whole entire army, the rest of the army, including his brothers, including King Saul, no one else stepped out in faith. No one else who believed and served the same God stepped out in faith and believed that they could get the victory. Just like Peter. 12 disciples were in the boat. Only one stepped out in faith. That's the faith that we all should have. That's the type of faith that I got. Unwavering, without doubting faith. And that's what God wants us all to have. If we want things to shift and turn in our lives, we got to have a faith like that. Another thing Jesus has said when it comes to faith and doubting, he said, you didn't receive what you asked for because of your unbelief, because you did not believe. And so there was another person in the Bible, and he said, when Jesus was coming to heal his son, he said, Lord, I believe. He said, but Lord, help my unbelief. I believe, Lord, I trust you, but there's some times when I want to doubt. It's natural for us to want to doubt, but he said, Lord, help my unbelief. So, for you, for me, for all of us, anybody listening right now, that's the type of faith that every believer should have. A faith without doubting. And when there's any seed of doubt that might be trying to spring up in your life, in your mind, I pray that God bring those thoughts into captivity and obedience of Jesus Christ, knowing that if you have faith without doubting, then you can make mountains move. Peace.